I had a request to discuss self-concept and how to do it every day. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, self-concept and self-identity are often used interchangeably, but there is a slight difference. So self-concept is like the big overarching I am. Yeah, I am tall, I am good at maths, I am whatever. Whereas self-identity is more attached to the roles that you play within society. So I am Canadian, I am a mother, things like that, right? Now, in the work that I do with my private clients in my signature program, which is 12 weeks long, or my mini program, which is 8 weeks, we go into both. We go into identity, beliefs, and nervous system regulation, all under the umbrella of reality creation. So if you'd like to learn more about that, the link to join me on a call is in the description. Okay, self-concept then. Simply put, self-concept is who you believe yourself to be. Yeah, it is the I am statement. Yeah, you believe yourself to be your particular name. I am Janet. It goes into what you believe yourself to be good at, what you believe yourself to be capable at. And growing up, we didn't really have a choice in any of that. Growing up, we just accepted whatever we were told, right? So we were born and we were given a name, and then as soon as we could understand what our name was, we were told it. And then as soon as we could understand numbers, we were told how old we were. We were told whether we were good at maths or good at English or good at science by the teachers we had or the parents that we had in some cases. We were told what our religion was, and we were told what's acceptable to do within that religion and what's not acceptable. We were told what is not acceptable about us by society. So we learned very quickly to just conform. We learned to conform to this external concept of who we are. But as we become conscious, as we become conscious creators of our own existence, we learn that we don't actually have to accept any of that. We don't even have to accept our name. We can choose to choose a different name, right? We can choose to know ourselves as abundant, even if we were brought up in a household where scarcity was the norm. We can choose to believe ourselves to be lovable despite not getting any love growing up, for instance, right? Like we were brought up with a self-concept of my mother's never told me that she loved me. My mother never used to show me affection. My father always got me to call him sir and was never, ever affectionate. And then because that's the external experience that we had, this is just a for instance, this isn't my reality at all, but just because if that's your external experience, then you can grow up quite easily believing that you aren't lovable, that you don't deserve love, that you can never measure up to the expectations of others, right? But as a conscious creator, we get to change that. We get to change that story. So your self-concept is the story that you tell yourself. And that's it. That really is it. As a conscious creator, we get to tell ourselves the story of the life that we want to create. Instead of believing that life happens to us, we understand that actually we happen to the world. Law of correspondence tells us as within, so without. So whatever we believe ourselves to be is what will manifest externally eventually. So we can tell ourselves the story that we are really, really lucky, that we always get everything that we want. And the more that we tell ourselves that story, the more we internally believe it. So how do you do it every day? You just decide. You decide who you're being. That's it. It's as simple as that. Who are you being today? Who are you choosing to be today? What fragrances do they like to smell? Scent is one of the least talked about senses when it comes to like visualization and using your imagination to create your self-concept. But I think it's really, really important. Like the version of you that you choose to be, do they like the smell of freshly cut flowers? And if they do, and if that's something that they surround themselves with, then how can you bring that into your current reality right now, right? Yeah, you can maybe go and buy yourself a bunch of flowers every single week. Have them on your table, have them next to your sofa. So you're constantly reminded, yeah, this is part of who I am. This is just part of who I am. This is the life that I live. Yeah, or maybe for you it's like a shower gel or a perfume or a cologne or whatever, right? Bring that scent in, wear it every day. And when you smell it, know that this is who you are. It'll help you to connect, that emotional connection, right? That emotional tie between the life that you're living and who you believe yourself to be as you're living it. Like, you will never experience a lucky life if you believe yourself to be unlucky, right? And regardless of the amount of money that you have in your bag, you will never experience a rich life unless you believe yourself to be rich. So who do you believe yourself to be? Bring every element of that you can into your current reality now. Yeah. Live as that person in your mental reality, and it will manifest externally. It has no choice. But you can use all of these extra little stimuli, if you like scent, like flowers, like perfume, like shower gels, like whatever it is, right? You can have pictures and, vision boards. Yeah, you can have like a little model of the Porsche that you want to buy. You can have a photo of the house that you want to buy. Yeah, so you can bring external visions, external stimuli into your self-concept creation. But like I say, your self-concept is first and foremost who you believe yourself to be. Who do you decide to be? How do they walk around? How do they address people? How do they enter a room? How do they sign their name? What do they think about when they close their eyes? Yeah. Now, obviously, your truest self-concept is that of the I am, right? The creator of your experience. If you can really adopt that self-concept, that everything always, always, always happens for you in the way that you want it to, because you are the creator of your existence, then that's kind of the only one you need. But if we're talking about your little human character, then you get to decide the way that they think, the way that they talk, the way that they walk, the way that they dress, the way that they speak to other people, right? You get to decide that. You get to write that role as though you were a screenplay writer, yeah? You get to direct that little human as though you were a director in a movie. Because you are both the director and the character and the audience. Yeah, you're all things all the time. So it's your choice of how you wish to experience life. Everything that happens in life, by its very nature, is neutral. It only has the meaning that we apply to it. And then our self-concept only changes if we decide to change it based upon an external or internal story. So you get to assign meaning to everything that's ever happened to you. And based on that meaning, that's where your self-concept really comes into life, right? If you keep telling the same story, you're gonna get the same kind of experiences. So if you're changing your self-concept, then how would the new version of you choose to react or respond to this situation? Then respond in that way. Because we live in a physical world, on the physical plane, the language of the physical plane is physical action, right? So if you match your mental image of all that you are with the physical action of walking the walk as that version of you, then everything that you want will materialize more quickly because it feels comfortable with that version of you. It feels normal and natural for that version of you to be living the life that you want to be living, right? And then you can use affirmations, you can use affirmations, you can use, auto-suggestions to reinforce that belief of all that you are, that belief of who you choose to be. And you know when you're not quite there, because you'll be asking things like, why isn't it here yet? Because if your self-concept was really, really true, you would not be asking that, right? If you already knew yourself to have everything that you want, you wouldn't be asking, where is it? Because you would know that it's all here. Of course it's here. I always get what I want, therefore it's always here. Everything that I want is always mine. It's always already mine. And that's just the way it is. That's just how I roll, right? So think about how you speak about yourself. Is that the story that you wish to perpetuate? What words often come after I am? Is that the story that you want to be living? To change your self-concept is nothing more than a really big decision. It's not even a big decision, it's just a repeated decision, yeah? So it's not so much as acting as if, as Neville Goddard said, it's more being that version of you. Just be them. Regardless of what it is that you're doing, do everything as they would do it. Drink your coffee as they would drink their coffee. Walk down the road as they would walk down the road, yeah? We're talking like real method here. We're talking method acting. Be that role. Be that character. The more you be it without deviating, the quicker you train your brain that this is who you are. And then you'll start thinking of yourself in that way. And as soon as you start thinking in that way, then that's who you are, right? It's no longer a, oh, I wish I was. No, that's not how that works. You have to be it first in order to become it. And I know that sounds paradoxical, right? You have to be it. You have to see yourself as the version of you that you wish to become before the circumstances will be shown that this is who you are. You have to be it now. Know yourself to be the millionaire. Know yourself to be the happily married partner with 2.5 children and a dog. Know yourself to be the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. When you know yourself to be that version of you that you wish to be, then you start acting as that version of you that you wish to be. And then you'll get the results that that version of you actually gets. This is how we up level so quickly without burnout and without imposter syndrome and everything like that. We expand our awareness of who we are before the external world shows it to us. So when the external world shows it to us, it is normal and natural and easy. So who do you decide to be? Who are you deciding to be? It's the biggest question you can ever ask yourself. And I recommend asking yourself that at least 12, 14, 16 times a day. Who am I choosing to be right now? Who am I as I pick up this squash? Yeah. Who is it that gets to write with a purple pen? Who is that version of me? Go about your day as that version. And before you know it, you'll be getting the results that that version of you gets. Every time. Every time. Now, if you haven't yet joined the YouTube Live membership, I recommend joining that now, because on this Saturday coming, so Saturday, April the 11th at 11 a.m. Pacific, we have our very first YouTube Live Q&A. You'll get to get all of your questions answered in real time. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And obviously we've got bonuses, we've got mini courses in there, we've got all kinds of things. So you'll find a link to join the membership somewhere down there. And if working one-to-one with me is more your style, then you're going to find the link to join me on a call down there too. I look forward to speaking with you. Alrighty, you're going to find another video just there, so click on that one next. And if I don't see you in the membership or on a call, I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.